I think a really important thing that I wanted to say to kick off with today, and I'll be mercifully short, from the point of the Sunshine Coast Rugby Union, I wanted to say a really, really huge thank you to all the clubs, all the players, all the committees, all the volunteers for helping to make this a really, really successful season. I really think that, apart from the fact we won one less round of rugby, that it was about as normal as you could possibly get. And in fact, judging by the crowd sizes and the quality of the rugby that was on display, I think it's probably one of the best seasons we've had in some respects. So I just wanted to put that forward to you all, those of you that are here today, that we really do appreciate the positive stance that you've all taken and the fact that you've supported what we've tried to do, and it's definitely made it work. There's other places in Queensland where it hasn't worked, and that's simply because the local union and the clubs have not got behind it and have not made it work. So I wanted to say thank you on behalf of SCRU. Give yourselves a big clap. I'm going to kick off today with presenting the Best and Fairest Awards. That is a thing we do each year, and basically we ask each club to nominate a player of their own and a player from the opposition that they feel is the best and fairest, and we do that for A grade, reserve grade, senior women, Colts, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was looking for something. And we collate those votes, and then we make our little presentation today, and it's and referees, of course. That was someone I forgot. I knew there was something. So I wanted to start today by presenting the award for the Best and Fairest Referee of the Year, and my great pleasure to announce that goes to Jessica Ling. I'd like Rob O'Donnell, President of Sunshine Coast Refs, to just get up and say a few words about Jess. And then I'll get our chairman to come and present the award, Paul Biggs.
Thanks, Mike. Look, it's a real honour, and thank you everybody for your votes for Jess to win this award. I think the thing that stands out for us, having watched Jess over the last couple of years, and for you guys who've seen her on the field at senior level this year and a little bit last year, is for a young lady, she's just got a really sensible head on her shoulders, and that really shows in the way she approaches the game and the decisions that she makes on the park. So you're recognising her here. Have no doubt also Jess is already being recognised at higher levels, and there's a pathway forward for Jess, so we look forward to seeing where she can go in the next little while. This follows on from you recognising Will Pugsley last year, who was another one of our juniors, and I suppose while there's always going to be a place for us older stages to fill the numbers, it is really great when we can have the young ones come through and really show there's a pathway to follow with refereeing. If I can ask something of all of you guys, the players, the coaches, we would really, really love to see some of you guys who are, perhaps getting to the ends of your careers, look to take, there's always the coaching option. We would love it if you took the opportunity to pick up a whistle at some point. Bring the average age down for us, please. But the main focus today, thank you, Jess, for your efforts, and thank you, everybody, for honouring her. Thank you. Well done.
There you go, sir.
Oh, well done, Jess.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, do we get some photos? Or? No? Oh, photos.
Right, okay. Okay, then the next presentation is for the Colts Best and Fairest of the Year, and that goes to Josh Goddard. On behalf of Josh, Caloundra are going to pick up the trophy.
Oh, congratulations, pseudo Josh.
Yeah, thank you. I'll pass that on for
There you go.
Take that one.
Right.
once again, we've had a very strong season of senior women's rugby, playing 12-a-side up here. Really good competition. Quite a few new players have come into it, and we're hoping that we'll continue on with that into the future and really also start to put a bit more emphasis on women's sevens, which we think is definitely something we'll look to in the future. So the Best and Fairest award this year for the senior women's player goes to Kelsey Price from Fairest.
Well deserved.
Kelsey, do you mind if we just grab a couple words from you? Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Congratulations, well
So
done.
I'm under pressure now.
You're right.
Do I just go
We're not live. So
No? Okay, sweet. All good then. Yeah, we're just like... Oh, this one or three? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd just like to thank Sunshine Coast Rugby for being able to make this possible, especially Caloundra as well for always being really supportive and being able to build such a big women's comp this year. And all the girls who played against this year, it's definitely been a good competition. So yeah, thank you.
what was the one thing that made this year special for you, Kelsey?
Probably just how intense the competition was. It's stepped up a level this year from what it was last year. So I really enjoyed it.
Tell us a bit about your background. How long have you been playing rugby for, and have you always been at Caloundra?
Yes. Actually, I was at Brothers first, but I was I played played sevens first, and then played first in school. But I've got a nudgy background through dad and my granddad, and both my brothers play. So yeah, and mum now I guess as well. So it's pretty good.
What do you think about the competition here on the coast for women's rugby?
It's definitely improved over the last couple of years that I've played, especially this year with COVID and stuff. It's improved, and it's always bigger and better. So yeah, I can't wait for next year.
We all saw your fantastic try last weekend against Caboolture. Obviously not in the final this year, but I guess what do you have to do to ensure Caloundra get there next year?
Jess, our manager, and she's one of our main forwards, she always puts it out there for girls to step up and be a better player, and she's always kind of looked to grow as a group, and she's always one out there to put a good word out for Caloundra, and hopefully next year we get some of the younger girls to come up and play for us. Good. So, thank you.
So the Best and Fairest award for reserve grade goes to a player from a team that came back into the senior competition after only 100 years. That was Umundi. It was fantastic to see them back in here, and the award for Best and Fairest in reserve grade goes to Pete Sims from Umundi.
Congratulations. You look very
Yeah, I
young
got
for
stitched
101
up.
years.
I didn't know this was on, and Dan, our coach, is a builder of mine. He said we had a job here, so I rocked up full work clothes. And I was standing out front for like half an hour. He was giving me a triple XL shirt. Yeah, thanks guys. I think a bit of a shock, but yeah, it's been great getting back in the competition. A lot of new fellas we got with us, and it's been really good. Can't wait till next year.
So you guys will have a team definitely next year?
Yeah, we will. Still trying to recruit a few more, so even a few old boys that want to have a bit of fun, come down and play for you Monday.
We've played against you a couple of times. It was always a great outing whenever we faced you. I guess what sort of, in your eyes, made your Monday rugby special this year?
It's just a good bunch of boys. Like, most of us a bit of league background in AFL. So we just kind of got together, put a team together, and really great. Still need a few things to work on, like we need to get field lighting, stuff like that, and a few facilities upgraded and stuff like that.
Was it hard to get the boys up at the beginning of the year when Doug sort of...
It was. We barely scraped together a team. Had Gimpy help out with a few boys for that first game just before the COVID hit. But then I think that kind of helped us out a bit because all the league, like Noosa Pirate boys, weren't playing, and poached a few from there, which was great.
Do you think you might be able to hang on to a couple of those leagues?
Yeah, I think a few are actually keen to stick around, but we still definitely need to recruit a few more.
And I think I saw your video from Mad Monday pop up on social somewhere. Is that poor fella that was getting...
Yeah, young Lockie, yeah. I think, yeah, he's alright. His missus wasn't too happy though.
No, good job, man. Thanks, man.
Perfect, thanks guys.
So we come to the best and fairest in A grade this year. Player that I've seen play quite a lot. He had a pretty serious injury about 3 years ago, had a year down in Brisbane and has come back, and I think he's probably played the best rugby that I've seen him play in his career. Best and fairest for A grade this year goes to Matt Leader.
Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you.
There you go.
Cheers.
Do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, just Sunshine Coast Rugby. Thanks for all the work you guys have done this year. With all the COVID things, I know how hard it was to get this season up and running with all the rules and stuff like that, and you guys have done a great job to pull through and get a great competition.
Matt, I guess for you, like, it was so great to see you back running around in Sunny Coast Rugby. What was the highlight for you this year?
Probably just the amount of boys coming through footy from the younger generation coming up and giving it a good crack. You know, like Sunshine Coast Rugby this year has been pretty crazy with how physical and how hard it is, you know, compared to the last few years. And it just goes to show, like, even from Australian rugby, New Zealand rugby, like, the COVID was probably one of the best things that happened to us, because, you know, 2 pre-seasons, man, like, if you weren't fit by the end, then something was wrong. So, I think it was a real good season.
And we all saw you got Jose Gear, the All Black, come and help you boys out. I guess how much of a help was he this year, and, you know, just bringing a bit of experience to uni?
Well, he could have helped a bit more and put the boots on, but he's incredible, eh? Like, especially watching him from a young fella, you know, and then having him on your front door was pretty crazy. Like, even towards the end, we were still in shock, you know, like that it is Jose Gear, you know, and stuff like that. But like, he's a great role model and a great teacher, and like the experience that he brings through was crazy, because it helped my game, and I know it helped a lot of the younger boys, because looking at a dude that's played so many games for like All Blacks and stuff like that, you don't see that very often. So it was great to have that at your front door.
And obviously yourself, not in the grand final this year, but there's always next year. What do you guys have to do to sort of turn it around and get there next year?
Man, to be honest, I think we did everything right coming up into finals. You know, Swannies, man, like, they were the team that were on the rise, and in the next couple of years they are going to be right up there with the best, because, you know, the young fellas that they've got coming through is great to see. But I think we just have to stick to what we do and what our structure is. You know, like, it was pretty disappointing for us, and I know a few of the boys are still down about it, but I've just kind of come to terms that that's footy, and unfortunately that was just a game that didn't go our way, and, you know, yeah, that's what we always said, it's always next year.
And obviously the reserve grade team, I think it's their first reserve grade grand final that Uni's ever been involved with. So yeah, obviously still plenty for Uni to get around.
Oh, heaps, man, you know, and like, even like selection, like the ins and outs between reserve grade and A grade is like so tight. And there's boys that are sitting out from reserve grade as well. So like there's so many numbers there and so much talent that's coming through, which is awesome to see. Like, even through Colts as well. We've got Colts coming in the GF this weekend as well. So the next few years for Uni is pretty exciting.
And what's it mean to get the award, mate? You obviously
I'm actually pretty taken back by it, to be honest. You know, you got 2 great sides, Kelly and Noosa, that are in the GF, and as I said, the boys that were playing this year, the talent that was just phenomenal. So yeah, I'm pretty taken back and pretty real grateful for this, and I just look forward to the next few years of playing.
Well, thank you, mate.
Cheers.
When you see Matt running in the centres there, you can understand Scott Hillier's headline, which says mullet are extremely difficult to catch. Okay, so I'm going to get Jeff Ingram and Mitch Platt to come up now, say a few words, and then ask a few pointed questions by our friends in the media. Thank you. You want to say something first?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, Mike, again, echo your earlier comments, and thanks to you and the board for getting the season up and running. I agree, it's probably after a slow start with quality. I mean, you remember that first game, Caloundra Union was probably the worst game of footy I've seen.
Correct.
Because everyone, no trials, no real continuity in pre-season, but from that point through to now, I think our game last week in bucketing rain, we're still managing to move the ball around pretty well. So I think I was a doubter at the start of the season with everything that was going on in COVID globally. I think we had a bit of a luck with where we're at with Queensland and the success and the luck we've had with low cases here, but. It's a testament to the persistence of you guys and all the clubs to stick at it and get it through. And I know guys like Greenie and Scotty Kidston at our club do massive hours just to get us playing. So we're really thankful for that. And I think now the players and the competition's reaping the benefits. And I agree that we're probably in the time that I've been involved up here, that's probably quality and contest-wise, it's probably as good as it has been. Noose has been super consistent, high quality all year. Maroochydor's back in the mix, so we've got 4 competitive teams now instead of 3. So it's just gradual building every year. It's been awesome.
Jeff, what are you expecting Noosa to throw at you this weekend?
Probably more of the same, I'd imagine. So, as I said, they've been really consistent all year. They're really good at the things they do well. So, strong in scrum, strong in the breakdown, and then they kick well and move the ball well. So there's not any one thing there. They're just consistent across the field. That's probably something we're familiar with after losing 3 times sort of narrowly, but it doesn't concern me too much, because I think we had them on the rack in the first half last game. We just let them come over the top of us because they were too consistent for that the full game. So we'll see. It'll be a good game.
Are we going to expect a fairly similar looking side for this weekend, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll roll out pretty much the same team as last week. Yeah.
And I guess are nerves sort of coming into it at all? I mean, 3 in a row is, it's no mean feat. Can you do it?
Yeah, we can do it. A bit of a different ball game. So playing away, playing home team that's fresh. We've had the advantage of having a week off the last 2 years, so it's a different challenge. But I think everyone's up for it. I think we're refreshed after a game in the wet rather than a game in the sun. So that could be probably going to be hot. It's either going to be 29 degrees or bucketing again. So it's going to be an interesting game from that perspective. But I think we've been building through the year. We've probably got another notch of improvement in us that we'll need on Saturday.
Where will the game be won this weekend, mate? Is there something you're looking to really attack or focus on?
Up front, definitely, yeah. So scrum, line out, breakdown, all day, every day. Yeah. Yeah.
Mitch, did you want to say a few words as well, or?
I'll probably.
Just left.
Yeah. So I'd probably just echo what's been said from pretty much everyone that's been up here, and congratulate the SCRU and all the clubs on their effort to make the season happen this year. It's been really, really top class season. I think probably the most challenging yet with the 2 pre-seasons, and then obviously being a bit warmer in the tail end of the year. Maddie's saying 2 pre-seasons, if you're not fit yet, you're doing something wrong. So I think the pie's probably hurting me a little bit with that, but not quite there yet. We're obviously super stoked to be in another grand final. I think this is 5 years straight. We've lost 2, won 2. Obviously, it's going to be a lot better if we've come out the other end with the third. So But yeah, exciting times, and like Jeff says, it's another challenge for us this weekend after playing, you know, the lead up game, I guess, the prelim final, instead of going straight through. So yeah, we're looking forward to that challenge, and I think should be a good game no matter what the weather and circumstances are on Saturday. So
Mitch, Noosa don't lose too much at their home deck. You ready for that challenge?
yeah, mate. Yeah, no, ready for that. I think they obviously hold a good home crowd advantage and nice and vocal. I love playing up there. Actually, it's one of my favourite places to play, even almost on par with Lighthouse Park. So it's good fun. I love the hostility and all the energy that surrounds it. It's a nice pitch anyway. So if it is wet, it's going to drain well. So I think there's one thing for sure. Even if it is a bit wet or dry, there's going to be some good expansive footy played. So.
What was the main things that you took away from that first final that you played against them? Having to go the long way around. What do you need to fix up?
We just need to be, I guess, accurate for the whole 80 minutes with our game plan, with set piece and rucks and everything. Like, they got from 1 to 15. Everybody can pilfer the ball. I mean, I think in the first game that we played them this season, their wingers were their top pilferers, so they sort of stopped about 3 or 4 breakaway tries. So. I think that's a big thing for us, is just compete for everything for 80 minutes is a big one.
Thank you, boys. Good luck.
Right, I get Mick Phelan and Brandon Mayhew to come up, say a few words, and then answer some questions.
You want to go?
Can't fail after that.
I guess it's been said, I just want to echo what Jeff was saying there before, that what Mike and the board have done to actually get rugby going this year has been pretty amazing, particularly with what's been going on in other parts of the state and country. And things are going to be a lot tougher for the young fellas and girls in this community if they weren't out doing something like rugby. So congratulations to you guys getting that done. I think also touching on the likes of Scotty Kidston from Caloundra, and we've got a few of our own Scotties back at Noosa, the guys you don't hear about during the year, who just dug in and really made sure that the clubs are ready to offer up a really good competition. And I think it's been a great competition this year. And lastly, the players. 2 separate pre-seasons is pretty hard to get a handle on, and for the players to come back as fit as they did and to play the sort of rugby they did this year has been pretty impressive. So well done to you boys.
Can we get a couple of words for the local news as well, quickly from you, Nick?
Could we just bring you up here?
Yeah.
Thank you for
Mate,
that.
you've won a couple of flags over the years. If you can do it this weekend, will this be the most special, considering everything that's been going on?
It'll definitely be a special one. There's no doubt about that. With obviously with what's been going on at the start of the year and throughout the season, and on top of that, just the fact that the competition this year has been so tight and has taken a step up, in my opinion, anyway. It's one that I know I'm very keen to get a hold of, and I know the boys are. I haven't seen them this focused for a few years.
Take us back to the beginning of the year, pre-season. I guess you could say a lot of people weren't sort of rating you as highly as you'd eventually become. Did you see yourselves as underdogs, I guess, coming into this season?
Yeah, it probably took a bit of pressure off coming into the season, and we had a lot of, like Caloundra, we had a lot of young fellas coming through, and uni, a lot of young fellas coming through, and we sort of started the pre-season with those young fellas back in November, I think it was. We had a couple of programs going, and the boys really took to it, and things were looking really promising, and then everything happened, and we weren't too sure what to expect. But to their credit, as soon as we were allowed back on the park, they took it with both hands and got into it again. So yeah, I was pretty confident that we were going to handle ourselves okay, that we were going to be competitive, and probably getting to the GF now is it's, from what's happened at the beginning of the year, it's a bit of a dream, so it's good.
That first final that we saw you play Caloundra in, I guess you came back. It was an incredible comeback that game, quite an entertaining one. What did you say to the playing group at half time there to get them to come back and get the win in the end?
I got no idea, mate. I cannot remember. Look, they're a good group of lads, and they've proven during the year that they can come back from most situations during a game, and they're all good mates off the field too, which I think helps. And they just started playing for each other in the second half. There wasn't too much said at half time, and we just know that Caloundra don't make mistakes, make very few mistakes. So if we were going to keep making mistakes, we were going to pay for it. So they sort of consolidated in that second half, and like I said before, it was just a high class game of footy.
Cool, thanks, Mick.
I've just got one question. I've been on the coast 5 years now, and I reckon I'm pretty right in saying this. If you can't beat Noosa in the second half, you're not going to win the game. Doesn't matter how far you are ahead at half time. I've seen it happen time and time again. If you don't beat Noosa in the second half, you're not going to win the game. You got something you want to say about that?
It's certainly not from a coaching. Certainly not something we coach, mate, because I'm not enjoying those first halves too much. But I think it's just a mindset for the players, and you can't coach that. They've either got it or they haven't, and fortunately our boys have.
Brendan, can we go a couple of
Yeah.
Did you want to say something as well, I guess, leading into this game?
Yeah, just a big thank you to Sunshine Coast Rugby for making this happen this year. Yeah, considering the circumstances, there's been a lot going on. And just big congrats to Caloundra again for making the final. You guys have basically been the team to beat for the last 5 years, I'd say. So making the grand final every year, and winning 2 of them. So this is nearly the decider for us, so you can get the third one. So just congrats, guys.
Just get you right in the middle.
Middle, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, mate.
What are you expecting this Lighthouse outfit to throw at you this weekend?
Just to come out from the get-go, I think. They did that in the first game we had, last game we had against each other, and they made us obviously work for it that second half. But so for us, we just got to be ready to take that on, and just be ready from the get-go. But they'll give everything at us from the get-go, I reckon, from the start.
Playing at home as well, it's a bit of a fortress for yourselves. How important was that for you to get that home final?
Obviously, we wanted that. We've got a huge advantage now having that, so that was obviously the goal. But either way, our goal's just been to, we obviously want to win it, get to the final, make the grand final, and we've done that. And we're just going in with a huge advantage now, so we're gonna have a crowd. Just love playing at our field, so you can't really beat that. It's a nice wide field, hopefully we can play our best footy there on the weekend.
Cool, thanks, mate.
Thank you, mate. Good luck.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, just before we wrap up, I'd like to ask Paul Biggs, who's Chairman of the Sunshine Coast Rugby Union, to step up and say a few words.
Morning, everyone. I won't keep you here any long because I know you're all dying to get back to work. Thanks very much for the thanks for the season. The board has worked very hard, Mike's worked very hard, but at the end of the day, all we did was just ask all teams out there in the Sunshine Coast Rugby community to back us, and you did. So if anyone needs to be thanked, it's you, without a doubt, and the players and the volunteers and the people who showed up every weekend to support their teams. That's where the real thanks should be going to. The best thing about today for me is the fact that I'm still not recognised as the chairman of the board. When I started coming to these things a few years ago as a representative of the major sponsor, a lot of people used to say, who are you? And I'm glad to see that hasn't changed. So. This is probably the penultimate of the season, and the grand finals on Saturday will be the best games that I think we will experience for quite some time. It has set a standard now of which the board has recognised, and the board is going to not only just achieve that same standard for the next few years, but hopefully improve upon it. So I welcome everyone to join with us after the weekend, and look forward to the future. Hope COVID-free, I hope. And just keep on improving rugby and getting rugby as the #1 sport here on the Sunshine Coast. Thank you very much.
I think you're free to go.
Can we just grab all the award winners for a quick